Okay, so we need to talk to Nevia. Oh, and also, dog cam should be up. Just a second. That. All right. Sorry for the delay. Doccam is going to be up here in a second, just to make sure everything is relatively close to where it's supposed to be. Good enough. Ta-da. So, Doccam is up. That is Mickey sleeping right there. Where's Rocket? Rocket is to the left and behind the camera. So, he may or may not show up later. We'll see. Anyway, that's Mickey sleeping away. He's had a very rough morning sleeping. Anyway. Okay, so we are here to talk to Nevia to see something. Did Captain Selkind and his people depart with the Queen? I can't believe you haven't heard. He ain't no captain no more. He had some huge bust-up with his commanders, told them all to go to hell, packed up his things, and took off out of Dresden. What happened? He didn't see an eye-to-eye with his superiors. The higher-ups didn't like the way Selkind was assigning more and more soldiers to surveying the territory, leaving less and less for military actions. We already had this discussion. Captain had a dream about discovering a surviving Sokorian village like Wintersun. He got carried away. A couple of knights from Nerosian showed up with stripped his rank. Okay. Stuff. We knew that story already. We already talked to her about this, didn't we? Where do you think he went? I can't tell you where. I can't tell you the where, but I can definitely tell you the who. He's gone off searching for his beloved Sarkorians. It's a damn shame we lost him. Too, we could do with another decent officer around here. Bloody amateur archaeologist. Yeah, we definitely talked to her about this before. His ego get in the way, he was out of line. He didn't deserve to be treated like that. He's a good man. Yes, he is. Do you remember when I asked you about your dream? You said you wanted to learn how to bake bread. Could you tell me more about that? This is for Arushale. Is this for Arushale? Uh-huh. I can see you. You can come out. She smiles at the half-hidden succubus bashfully emerging from her hiding place. Now, isn't that better? Anyway, back to bread. Nevia sighs pensively, her eyes gazing into the distance. When I was just a little snot-nosed kid, my mom hid me from our enemies in a temple of Desna, Nidal, my birthplace. It's a horror show. If it crumbled into the sea tomorrow, I'd throw a party. But the temple was a tiny oasis of peace and calm, hidden away inside all that. Folks in the temple knew how to laugh. They'd sing songs as they did their needlework, and in the mornings they'd bake the most fragrant bread in the whole world. I could barely see over the table, but I'd stand and watch as the cook mixed the dough, formed it into rounds, and put them in the oven. It's the happiest memory of my life. Well, of the crappy part of my life, up until I met Beth, of course. Then, when I bailed on that, I did all kinds of scummy jobs. I crawled through marshlands, I scrambled over rooftops, I waded through sewers, I spied, I tracked, I killed. And that memory was the thing that kept me going when I was sitting up to my eyeballs in gore or dragging myself through the slums with an arrow in my side. I remembered the smell of that bread, the crunch of the crust, how it burned my little fingers. I remembered how happy I was back then. Commander, have you thought about what you'll do after we win? I mean, once we've smashed the demons, closed the world wound, hung up our weapons, what then? I know my war will be well and truly over the morning I get up, mix up a dough, and put it in the oven. I'm going to sit there and watch it rise. And then the smell of the fresh bread will wake Erebeth, and she'll come into the kitchen, and I'll break her off a steaming, fragrant piece, and that's when I'll truly know that in my gut that the crusade's over, that our peaceful life has begun. Ushale listens to Nevia with rapt attention. When Nevia finishes, the succubus is silent for a long time and then briskly wipes her eyes. Thank you, Nevia. Desna bless you. I think I understand now. I think I truly understand. She turns to you. You see a sparkle of hope in her eyes again, and something that's been missing ever since your last visit to the world of dreams. Gimpy, we need to go there again, to the dream world. Now I know how to solve the riddle. Please come speak to me in the private as soon as you can. Not waiting for your answer, she walks away. Nevia watches the demon go. Desna teaches that everything we do in our waking hours begins in our dreams. I wonder what my dream helped her understand, but whatever it was, may the goddess watch over her. I have to go. Alright, you watch yourself now. Okay, so let's go do a ruse dream thing. And, or is that something? Yeah, she's going to be in the inn. Or the tavern. She's in the tavern. She hangs out at the tavern. There she is. Okay. Mere appropriate thoughts. I didn't mean to tempt you so. Appropriate thoughts. I did not mean to tempt you. I should probably do this. No, not at all. Quite the opposite. You know, when you first said it, I think I understood what that word meant for the first time in my life. It might have woken hunger or malice in me in the past, but right now I only feel happiness. It gives you a shy smile. Let's go to your dream. Let's do it. I can't wait to finally solve this riddle. Oh, but there's a glimpse of concern appears on the succubus's eager face. My nightmare. It's still in there. Usually he doesn't show up at all, but I think he will attack us when we start altering the very nature of my dream. Better get ready for battle. Then must get ready for battle. Have to go. Are we ready for battle? I think we're pretty ready for battle already. Where's the bear?
Knowledge is the key to victory.
No buffs applied. Okay, then looks like we're ready to go. Let's go to your dream. Let's do it. I can't wait to finally solve this riddle. But, oh, there's a glint. Yeah, we better get ready for it. I'm ready. She touches your hand and the real world fades around you. Usually's dream seems even darker and emptier than before, and the smell of smoke and ash lingers in the cold air. You can't see the nightmare, but you can feel it watching you from the dark. The succubus approaches the table reverently, as if approaching a holy altar. Then she hesitates. When Deza asked me, "What do you dream of?" I didn't know anything about dreams. I've been trying to imitate mortals, but I never really understood what I was doing. I filled my dreams with so many things, but now I understand why they all burned so easily. They were not real dreams, but how should I put it? Mortals don't actually dream about objects, they dream about ideas. Filling my dreams with those items was like stealing a roadside sign from its stake, and then claiming I had an entire town in my hands. Nevia isn't really dreaming about a loaf of bread. Her dreams is about a whole new life, a life where there's no war, a life where she lives in her own house and bakes bread for her beloved. I'm sure that if I asked anyone about the things I stored here, they'd tell me why those things are in their dream worlds, the worlds that they find happiness. If you want, I can try to help you understand your dreams. Yes, you may be the only one who can. I don't think anyone in the universe knows me better than you. This table didn't burn because it is a part of my true dream, a part of the world where I am happy. Now I just have to find out what this world looks like. She closes her eyes. The world of my dreams is so close, I can almost see it. Almost. A teapot is on the table, she whispers quietly. You can barely hear her words, but as she speaks, the world changes around you. The smell of smoke and ash is replaced by the fragrant aroma of freshly brewed tea. The teacups are full, and steam is rising from them. There's a spot of spilled jam, cookie crumbs. I must have baked cookies. Nightmares spawn. Planning to drink some tea, a hissing voice full of bitter hatred can be heard in the darkness. You used to drink souls before. How many living souls did you kill, you fiend? How many did you torture to death? You don't deserve a life like this. I've done many terrible things. Her voice is quiet but firm. I've ruined many lives, and I'll be paying for that for as long as I live. I will fight until we close the world wound, and even after that, as long as there is evil in Galarian. But I will not give up on my dream, whatever it is. Without it, I won't have the strength to fight. I'll make you pay with your life. Well, something just died. Usually stops to catch her breath. These nightmares will never leave me alone. I know that I deserve them, but it's so hard to fight them over and over again. Are you feeling all right? You cannot have dreams without nightmares. They are the price you must pay for your humanity. Yes, I know. Thank you for helping me fight them off. Let's continue. She closes her eyes again. Surrounding the table, I see a house, a large, spacious kitchen, a ray of sunlight coming in through the window, and the branches of apple trees swaying outside. The nightmare spawn. You want to have a house of your own, my venomous butterfly. Demalchio's charred, ghostly face is twisted with hatred. You've deprived me of my home twice. First you took Elysium from me, then I found myself a new refuge in the abyss, but you've destroyed that too. Now you dare to dream of a house of your own. I have wronged you badly and I feel guilty. I'm not trying to make excuses. There's nothing I could say that would excuse what I've done. But you are dead, Demalchio. I will never forget you, but I will not let you take my life. You don't have the right to live.
Time to practice my combat abilities.
Disappear.
She doesn't need me. Still quite a bit around here. Who are they going after? Rue? So gimpy. Use your halo. Angel power. Where's the last one? Oh, within range.
It comes to this.
I shine.
Usha looks pale as she wipes away the sweat and tears from her face. You're so close to finding your dream, you're almost there. Does this nightmare haunt you all the time? Are you sure you want to continue? So close to finding your dream, you're almost there. Yes, I want to see it through to the end. The kitchen, a teapot on the table, and who's sitting at the table? Look, that's me. And there's you. We're chatting, laughing. You're holding my hand with such tender affection. From across the table. Riley's benefit of that wind's vengeance, the stupid speed. It's very useful. So this is my dream. All this time, my dream has been about you, about a house that we could call our own, about friendship. No, not about love, and maybe even a family. Family, isn't that the word mortals use to describe the people who fill them with happiness? The people they love and can't live without. You can't be happy, you scum. You don't deserve happiness. The nightmare's hiss grows into a deafening roar. I will be happy. She looks at the monster straight in the eye. Do whatever you want to me, but my dreams are mine forever.
This is where I shine.
Kill them all. What's a shadow demon doing here? Gimpy didn't cast any spells.
You've made your choice.
What demon or shadow demons things, whatever they're supposed to be. It's bad espresso is in here. The monster is gone and all is peaceful once more.
I just want to live
Oops.
here
I do
In
not
the
think
world
oops
of
means what you
mortals.
think it means.
with you. I have solved the goddess's riddle. This is my true dream.
The monster is gone and all is peaceful once more. The smell of freshly baked cookies wafts through the air, and steam rises from cups of hot, fragrant tea that have been set out on the table. Ursula gazes around her longingly. You have never seen her so happy.
I love you. Will you be with me? Will you share my dream?
Wish they send their bodies bathed in a kaleidoscope of colors, and for a moment she is completely surrounded by hundreds of fluttering blue butterflies. She stares at you with shining eyes. What's going on? What's happening to you?
Freedom. Finally, after all these years, I can feel it. The Abyss has released me from its clutches. I have solved Desna's riddle, and have found my dream. I have found you. I am not a monster anymore.
How do you feel?
I've never felt better. Everything that I hated about myself is gone. I look at you and I don't feel hunger. I don't want to kill. All the unholy cravings I experienced as a demon, they're all gone. Now I just want to be happy. To live and to love.
So your touch no longer drains life from others.
No. I am not a monster anymore. Not a predator. Not a weapon. Just a woman. Like any other female mortal.
She looks down at her slender fingers. Slowly, apprehensively, she reaches out to touch you. You feel the warmth of her soft skin as she gently strokes your hand. She looks at you timidly. Her trembling lips are parted slightly and her breath is uneven. You know exactly what she wants and what she is afraid to say. At home together, I would fight the entire abyss to make this dream come true. I don't know if we ever have a home of our own, but wherever we wind up, in a castle or a leaky tent, we'll be together.
We will never be afraid again. Let the Abyss be afraid. It fears and loathes everything it fails to understand. I know how demons think. They'll do everything they can to destroy us, because now they are more afraid of us than anything else in the world.
And kiss her. Her lips tremble slightly and she returns your kiss eagerly. She is being careful, gentle, trying not to hurt you. However, once she realizes that you remain unharmed, her timidity gives way to desire. The former succubus has long shown incredible restraint, suppressing her passions for years, but now her lips meet yours and she holds nothing back. And Rue is invisible through all that. Yes, she is. That's the funny part.
This is our happiness, our dream, an Elysium of our own.
Scent of flowers hangs heavily in the air, and a jubilant melody fills your ears. Arushale kisses you again and again as she whispers. So that worked.
This is where I shine.
The dream world fades away, but Arushale is still in your arms. The kiss you shared in that dream now continues in reality. She presses up against you, and you can feel the heat of her body beneath her clothes. Do you want more? Da-da-da. Now you can do whatever you want. Take it to your private study. Do you want more?
I want everything. Everything I've never known before. Everything I've been waiting to experience for so long.
Now you can do whatever you want. Her whole body shivers with expectation at your touch. You feel the heat of her fingers as she intertwines them with your own. Let's go somewhere where no one will bother us.
Yes. Let's go.
Oh, God. She's gonna kill me, watch. As soon as you close the door of the study, the two of you fall into each other's arms, and time ceases to exist. You explore every inch of her skin, when her body, once an instrument of torture and murder, becomes a vessel overflowing with tenderness and joy. When she reaches the peak of pleasure, you smell the fragrant flowers from her dream. As she moans in delight, the room becomes a garden filled with the wondrous plants of Elysium.
As a succubus, well, I've done plenty of things in my lifetime. But what we just did was unlike anything I have ever experienced. It was the first time I've ever felt love and tenderness.
But you're still invisible.
I was so worried that my dream world was the only place I would find redemption. I was afraid that when I returned to reality, I would be a bloodthirsty monster again. But you taught me to see the difference between dreams and reality. The difference between thoughts and deeds. You showed me the importance of the real world. When I took the first steps on this path to redemption, I spent so much time living inside my own head. But you changed that. You introduced me to the mortal world. You made me a part of your life. And together, we have accomplished so many amazing things.
Really? What did I do?
So many things, there are too many to name. For instance...
She thinks for a moment.
Do you remember Aurelu's lab? The demon got into my head and revealed my horrible thoughts and unholy desires to everyone. Anyone else would have sent me away right then, but you taught me that I shouldn't confuse desires with deeds. It was my actions, not my thoughts, that mattered. My desires did not warrant punishment from myself or anyone else. What happened in Winter Sun truly terrified me. For a while, I stopped believing that my own life was real. An entire village built their life on lies. What if I had done the same? But you dispelled all my doubts. You convinced me that I was real and that my world was real too. You taught me to trust myself, to trust reality again. I was so afraid of returning to the 10,000 Delights. I knew that I was bound to meet some of my old acquaintances there. But you protected me from them. You didn't let them knock me off balance. In the slums of Illusioniera, I told you about my time in the city. I shared the one good memory I had of Illusioniera, and you showed me how to turn that simple memory into a good deed. Did my actions make a difference? Did I help that small demon in any way? I don't know. But you taught me how easy it is to bring a small measure of hope and goodness into the world, and how much joy can be found in a single act of kindness. You see now? If it hadn't been for you, I would still be lost in my fears, illusions, and doubts.
We're together. What does it feel like?
Feels like freedom. Impossible, indescribable freedom. I can give myself fully to you, and I'm not afraid that you'll hurt me. When I reach for you, I know my touch will bring you happiness. If the demons could feel what I feel with you, even for a moment, they wouldn't want to be controlled by anger and selfishness for another second. They think they have achieved true freedom, but they don't know what true freedom means.
These flowers, what are they?
They're the flowers of Elysium. But how did they get here? Perhaps it's a gift from the goddess. Or perhaps our happiness summoned them into our world. All I know is that it's a miracle. I can't explain how these flowers appeared, but I believe that they're a good omen, a sign of new life.
I don't want to leave. I want you to stay here with you.
I know, I feel the same. The real world is waiting for us. So big, and yet so fragile. We'll save it, together. And then we'll come back here, to a place as real as our happiness. We'll return to our very own Elysium.
But we can stay here a little longer, can't we? She says nothing, but leans in for a kiss.
This is where I shine.
Except when you're invisible. Anyway, so that's the first time I've done the romantic stuff with the Ruchle. She gone? No, she's still there. Did I hurt you? I didn't mean to. Oh, she's fine. Okay, so that should be off the list, right? Find the captain, Dark Waves, that one. I've got so much stuff to do still. Ugh. So much stuff. Act 5 is not short. I know that. Got a long way to go. Okay, can we go? How do we use the gates again? It's not a thing. Oh, here we go. Party teleportation. There we go. Okay, camp on the ferry. Look, it's a random encounter. Instead of not so random encounter.
Never stop learning.
Rely on me.
Please,
Ah.
allow me
Bismuth,
to prove my worth.
why do you do this to me? Bismuth is still bugged.
I'm prepared.
He's not even showing up in the right spot.
I shall not be swayed from my path.
So buggy. Oh well. Buffs, buffs. Chief Soul, what are you doing out here, Chief? Slowly, barely moving, a formless figure shuffles towards you. When it finally draws near, you realize it's Chief Soul. But the state of him, the wound has desiccated him, drained him of his last vestiges of strength. His clothes are caked in blood, his eyes are glazed and rolling in his head, and black saliva trickles from his gaping mouth. So, what are you doing here? He stares at you for a while as if he doesn't recognize you, but his awareness slowly sharpens. Commander, to Dresden. I'm going to Dresden. Need to gather rescue. Escort Soul to Dresden. We're going back. You need help immediately. Where are the other mongrels? Shava, blah, 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 his lair, they're all there. Do you know where this lair is? There. What's the direction from there? Escort him back. Thank you, he coughs violently. Commander, you're the commander. Need to get to Dresden. There, we'll talk there. And we burned our teleportation for a day. When in doubt, save. When I first read that, I went, when in doubt, wave. Where's the lair? It's over there. Don't you care? God, that's horrible. So he's looking better, his wounds have been bandaged, his gaze is more lucid, and yet he's still not the same peaceful old man you left in Dresden. His haggard, pale face bears the mark of emaciation and death. The commander is back, so am I. I can't believe it. Lan chuckles. You must be charmed or something. I bet Sava thinks you must have died long ago, but here you are, wheezing away. Come on, then, tell us what happened. We need to hurry. What happened to the mongrels while I was gone? Stuff. Whatever. So much reading. Don't want to do it. Stuff. Why were you wandering alone in the wound? Because he got lost. Do you remember where Sava is holed up? Valley of Temples, he called them. How are you feeling? You're done. Your service is over. I'll bring your people back. Trust me. We will, Chief. I will sworn to destroy Sava. Stuff. Land. Okay, well, we don't need to do that right now, but they wasted my teleportation. Trying to make some type of progress today, you know. And of course now we can't do that. So, where should we go? We've got nothing to do around here. I guess we could head over to the Hell Knight stuff. Another random, maybe not so random encounter. Not so random. Crusader, brothers, sisters, I'm having a vision. I see him. I see the commander, one of the disciples of the Holy Martyr. There he is, standing before me as if he were alive. A dirty, exhausted fighter in rusted armor jabs a finger at you, staring at you intently, so intently that his eyes seem to almost bulge out of their sockets. Hey, Toil, look over there. It's definitely him. Yes, it's the commander. I swear by the holy tears of the Holy Martyr, it's really him. Turda, the bricklayer who once stormed into your room to tell you Ember was about to be abducted, looks at you in awe. Had been abducted. Don't be ridiculous. Oh, I see him too. But where's the martyr herself? A heavy-set tiefling woman with broken horns and a convict brand on her cheek takes a hesitant step towards you. Doesn't seem like a vision. Hey, are you alive over there? Give us a sign. I'm not a vision. I'm alive. The knights stare at you, obviously afraid to come closer. Toil nods at you. Yeah, he seems real enough. We all believed Ember the Holy Martyr perished in the abyss along with the commander and her other disciples. Half a year has passed. But if you're alive, what happened to the preacher? Is she still alive? Where are you going? We're going to the unholy altar at Baphomet, the one shattered by the tears of our Ember the Righteous, the surviving Templars led by the demon Thasgarad. Decided that it was time to repair it and start offering up sacrifices again since she was no longer here. They started with our former cultists. They keep them captive and kill them one by one. We don't abandon our own people. We're going to free them and shatter the altar into dust while we're at it, along with the demon and his minions. I won't lie to you, Commander. We could really use some help, but we have no time to gather reinforcements. Every hour we delay could mean a death sentence for one of our brothers and sisters. If you and the preacher decide to help us, we will be grateful until the end of our days. If not, well, we'll somehow have to handle it on our own. If you decide to help us, after all, remember to bring Ember with you. The demons will run as soon as they see her. Why calling Ember the Holy Martyr? We know this stuff. What do you mean by disciple, since when am I her disciple? Aren't you? You traveled in her party, listened to her preaching, fought evil at her side. What happened to your horns? I broke them off because, you're a human, not a demon. No matter what they say, I am human. We call it demon because you're a tiefling. Being a tiefling is only half of the problem. Stuff, so much reading. Turda, what are you doing here? You spared me before, though I deserved nothing but death. After that, I vowed to dedicate the life you gave me to spread the teachings of our little preacher among the people. Fortunately, I was not alone. Who are you people? The Redeemed Brotherhood. Used to be a miscreant too before I got the chance to mend my ways. Gods be praised for giving us a second chance. Gods are far away. Better praise the people who help each other to drag themselves out of the dirt. Once there was enough of us, we had enough strength to fight back. Stuff. Wish you good luck in battle. I will come to your aid. Thank you, Commander. With both you and Ember the Righteous on our side, we cannot lose.
I know mystic theology.
Together we
arcane
stand.
Bombomancy, Eldritch Scionomancy,
Struggles never cease.
and many other clever words.
So many clever words.
Focus on the goal.
This is just a very small area. Nothing is really going to be found here, is it? Nope. Okay, still headed that way. Cancel for a second. Back this way. Just that spot. Okay, now we can rest. What's this, a butterfly? How did it get here? Says Arushale. Could it be? Is a goddess watching over me? She's not angry at you anymore. Maybe. Oh, we need Regil. Damn it. How long to swap them out? Group manager. 1 day, 12 hours. Sure. So, who do we swap out for Regil? Ulbrich? Ulbrich. Of course, now that means we have to level up Regil, because he's only 5 levels behind. But he's a good little armager. North Gap, critical, Piranha Strike. Gnome Double Axe. Or Hooked Hammer. Is that the one we want? Oh, Piranha Strike. It's not really a light weapon, though, is it? Oh, light weapon or any other weapon that can be used with the weapon finesse. You could use. Okay. Is it weapon finesse? It is not. So not Piranha Strike. Advanced weapon training. Bravery, combat maneuvering, defense. Effortless dual wielding. Shoots all one-handed weapons that belong to the trained weapon group as though they were light weapons when determining his penalties on attack rolls or fighting with 2 weapons. How does that work with the hooked hammer? All the fighter's allies are treated as if they had the same teamwork feats as the fighter for the purpose of determining whether the fighter received a bonus for his teamwork feats. His allies do not receive any bonuses from these feats unless they actually have the feats themselves. So, whatever. Okay, hammer. Get more. Again, we don't really care about his leveling up. He's not going to be with us for this particular group or whatever's going on here. He's not a permanent member. Same opponent deals extra damage equal to the number of previous consecutive hits you have made against the opponent this turn. What else can we do with you, though? Combat reflexes. Bonus combat feat. Dodge. Oh, ignore that damage reduction, I guess. Sure. Just in case. View its dexterity. Why are they thumb-upping? Whatever. We've been training combat maneuver defense ever again. Does he have already? Double weapons. Trained initiative. So double weapons had their own thing. This group gains a +1 bonus attack and damage rolls. Yeah, okay, all that stuff. Dual wielding is not that though, right? Yeah. So from trained weapons group, his weapon training bonus applies to CMT against all combat maneuvers attempted against him. Reflexes. His weapon training bonus to reflex saving throws. Tactics, that's the group thing. Teamwork stuff. I would do reflexes. And weapon training. Let's keep on going, right? More armature. Give it dodge. Oh, more stuff. Yeah, hammer the gap, get it out of the way. Done yet? Almost. So mythic for 3 of these. So it's got bypass damage reduction, armor to assault, weapon finesse mythic, leading strike, 2 weapon stuff. Abundant Smite of Chaos. Expose vulnerability. Every 3rd hit with a non-range weapons. Remind. Yeah, sure. Thundering blows, why not? Dodge mythic. Flawless attacks. Oh, weapon specialization mythic. Damage you deal with the chosen weapons is truly awesome to behold. So, yes. Actually, this is actually isn't too bad at this level. Destiny Outburst, we don't care about that. More weapon focus. Smack them harder. So, is that it? Yep. Okay. Wow, we've basically, well, I don't want to say accomplished nothing, but not a whole lot today. Strengthened connections, financing Crusaders cost a process, poor boss come up with new tricks to preserve the friendship of countries. Events. So, report. Advisors who had arrived from the Young Kingdom and the Stolen Lands lived up to their reputation. They stopped the bloodshed in the Rosian and gathered all the parties at the negotiating table. Messenger has arrived in Dresden, bringing a personal gift for the commander from the leader of the young nation. Executioner. A chilling truth about one of Dresden's jailers has come to light. He secretly became a worshipper of Zon Kothon, terrorized all the prisoners, and learned magic that allowed him to use his brutal punishments to leech the life force from his victims. Punish the jailer. Encourage the jailer. If you're a lich, punish the jailer. This is just pointless. All units gain terrifying. Units attack supply is stacking, -2 penalty to combat morale. Ugh. See, this is tempting. This is tempting because that's actually a really good thing in the wars, the little battles that we fight. It's evil, but it's very effective. And are there any repercussions for us doing it? Probably not. We'll encourage the jailer, because, you know, we can do it. The executioner is so ruthless and adept at his work that rumors of him even filled demons with fear. Many servants of the Abyss will scatter at the mere mention of his name. Good. That's what we wanted. Still don't have anything to do. Generous recruiters. I'm not recruiting mercenaries. Evil for the greater good. See? You get it. Dispiritor gets it. Evans warriors. Divas. Need more divas. Sorry, we couldn't go in there because he wasn't with us last time. Actually.
I need to concentrate.
We will win this war.
Please, allow me. I will prove my worth.
Just trying to get everybody grouped together here if we can.
You called?
Good enough? Good enough.
Watch out for trouble.
There's no trouble here. It's supposed to be Hell Knights in here, keeping everybody nice and safe. There are many rumors about the Paralytic deranged back in Teliax. However, I'm not going to discuss them with outsiders. But he's right here. You can discuss them right in front of his face. Night Outpost welcomes you with sharp and inhospitable silence. Tall figures in black, imposing armor tower over you. There are no threats or greetings, nothing at all. Regil takes his place in the formation near Paralictor, Renth, Tai, and Deothan, but slightly ahead of them. There is a barely noticeable shift in his posture and demeanor. It's almost like he is getting ready to perform a wearisome and unpleasant task. You all know why we're gathered here today. Today, the Order's emissaries will hear the results of my investigation into the actions of the individual known as the commander of the Fifth Crusade, as well as decide the fate of said individual. Regil, explain yourself. I think it's obvious. The Orders need to know whether or not you can be trusted. I will coordinate the tribunal as someone who knows the facts better than the rest. I will hear what you have to say. I will state the facts as they are known to me. You reserve the right to speak in your own defense. Regil's voice remains cold and unpleasantly impersonal. I will start with the main reason for today's assembly. The source of the commander's supernatural powers has been hidden from us until recently, but now it is clear. The emergence of these abilities was caused by Erilu Vorlesh, a criminal and an enemy that unequivocally and unconditionally must be destroyed. Whether the commander is their associate or an involuntary tool is yet to be determined. I neither cooperate with her nor obey her. I am neither. Ugh. After all, an 18? That's harsh. Say nothing. Let us continue. Aside from the source of the power, there is also the matter of its application. The commander partially managed to overcome the destructive nature of his inherited powers. Unfortunately, he then went to a different extreme and displayed excessive virtue. This excess is a flaw, though not an excusable one. He managed to overcome the destructive nature of inherited powers. Unfortunately, he then went on to a different extreme and displayed an excessive virtue. Excessive virtue. Whatever my power is, I only use it to oppose the world wound and to benefit the crusade. Why do you care what shape my power takes? It is mine alone, and that's that. My power is to use that and benefit the crusade. Regil, pays no attention to your words. You must also scrutinize the commander's temperament. The main question of interest to us was whether he could rely on such an ally. What if he became a puppet in the hands of our enemies? To determine this, I took the liberty of staging a test that featured several treacherous demons. The result of this test was satisfactory, though it is far from what we expect from such a powerful ally. You had no right to test me at all. Judge me by my deeds, not by my some artificial test. Say nothing. Enough, Paralictor, blah blah blah, and raises his hand, calling for silence. He and the other Paralictors exchange glances, then they nod in turn. We have seen and heard enough. The verdict is clear. What we have heard is sufficient to conclude that the accusations against the commander are unsubstantiated. We have no reason to suspect our ally of treason or any associating with Eredy Vorlesh. From now on, the orders are prepared to provide all possible assistance to the Fifth Crusade. Regil listens very closely, sometimes nodding in accord with the words of his fellow Paralictor, then states in a wary and disagreeable voice, I disagree, and officially dispute this decision. Do you intend to maintain your cooperation with the individual known as the commander of the Fifth Crusade, even after everything you have heard? Unbelievable. This stupid and perfidious decision puts you on the same page as the demonic lackey we have been discussing. Paralictor Derange is absolutely correct, says Yaker. Nobody has better knowledge or more in-depth experience in this matter than him. Derange, that's enough. We are not going to argue like cantankerous old men. This decision is final, and you know that you have no means to dispute it. That is correct, I do not. But I have a different way of correcting your stupid childish mistake. Regil narrows his yellow eyes and gives you a piercing glare. I hereby challenge you to a duel, Commander. This is irresponsible of you, Derange, but lawful. I cannot interfere, even though I very much want to. The orders refuse to support you, and you are making a fool of yourself to soothe your wounded pride. Such behavior is not befitting of a Paralictor. That's enough, Regil. I admit that you have lost. As you wish. Clear the room and make the necessary preparations. So Gippy doesn't get espresso? That's not fair.
Close ranks.
Where's espresso? Ow. Oh, look, somebody got tripped for some reason. So, should I just smack the crap out of him, or doesn't look like my bear is helping me? No, it doesn't work against him. So the holy sword of heaven.
No fear.
Oh, he's using the wrong sword. That's okay. It'll be fine, right? Can we switch? We can.
I'll just have to resort to brute force.
Stay down, Regil. You're better off.
So it comes to this.
Wow, kick that crap out of that little punk. I thought he was going to put up a better fight than that. Enough of this farce and this petty squabbling.
Hello, Gimpy. It is time to take a break. Go check on the dogs. Your next break is in 1 hour.
Now the verdict has been passed and it's not subject to appeal. The Hell Knight orders have no complaints against the Fifth Crusade or its commander. Indeed, we are now confident we can completely trust your commander. From this moment, not only will the Hell Knights continue fighting in the World Wound as allies of the Crusaders, we shall also put our elite squads under your command. The World Wound must be closed, and we will assist you to the best of our ability. Eminos gives Regil a steely glare. We also apologize for the actions of Paralictor Regil Derange. He has overstepped his bounds and made a number of other questionable decisions that make us doubt his competence. He is henceforth removed from command of this chapter and stripped of all of his paralictor rank, pending further orders from Godclaw headquarters. Regel's expressionless face is impossible to read. He appears to be unfazed, as always. He simply shrugs in response to Aminosa's words. I hope there will be no further misunderstandings between us. There won't be, Commander. The purpose of this council was to eliminate them. Regil, no longer a paralictor, does not move or make a sound, but instead casts a quick glance that lets you know he'd like to speak in private.
I believe I owe you an explanation, Knight Commander.
Regil does not appear to be shaken or perturbed by what has just happened. His stern expression changes slightly for a fleeting moment, becoming calmer and more pensive. Is Regil a good guy? He's questionable. No, actually he's not, technically. Technically, I believe he's lawfully evil. I think if we were to check his character sheet, he would show up as evil. I'm listening.
First, I'd like to paint you a picture of the situation I found myself in shortly before we met. I was one of the first to receive the information about an individual supposedly chosen by the gods who appeared in Canopus. This message was followed by the news that the Queen of Mendev had appointed this person as the commander of the new crusade. The orders reacted in every conceivable way. I imagine that you and anything even remotely related to you was being discussed in every corner of every Hell Knight citadel. I did not have to be present to imagine the words spoken and the suggestions offered, nor the chaos. The orders often cannot agree, even among themselves. Anticipating the upcoming arguments, I submitted a petition and volunteered to attach myself to the new commander in order to assess his leadership and discover the true nature of his powers.
Hey, Grim, welcome back.
But a good strategist looks far into the future. The role I gave myself was just the beginning. I watched and prepared contingency plans for every potential turn of events, such as if you turned out to be a menace that must be destroyed, or if you turned out to be a valuable asset and our best hope of triumphing over the abyssal host. An ally who must be supported, no matter the cost.
Uncle Reggie just got his ass kicked. Just want to point that out.
I have been a Hell Knight for most of my life. I know the orders like the back of my hand. All our might, determination, and glory, as well as our weaknesses. Unfortunately, it was clear that not all of us would appreciate the tremendous potential of such an important piece showing up on the board. I could write dozens of reports, give you the most stellar of testimonies, and that still wouldn't be enough to convince the skeptics.
It makes me a bad guy for beating up a little guy, but I'm a little guy myself, so it just makes me the good guy for keeping the little guy down. And what would you put in these reports? What is your honest opinion of me?
I believe you are our best chance of healing the world wound once and for all. There is more. I see you not as a tool or a game piece, but as an ally, and a commander with great leadership potential, which is why it is so important to remove the division between you and the orders.
They're much larger than the dwarf gnomes mass-wise. And your point is what? He still got his ass kicked. So, what would the consequences of the Hell Knight's disapproval be?
For you, the worst-case scenario would have involved a war on two fronts. Having said that, I do not think things would have gotten that far. You have proven yourself to be an ally to the entire world, not a threat to it. Still, even the loss of support from the Hell Knights, or the hostility of individual highly aggressive orders, could have cost your crusade dearly. I wanted to avoid that crisis.
I can't be a bully if he's the one who challenged me to a fight. I was defending my honor. I must kick his ass for him being a little... He's actually a little bully. I'm not the bully. He's the bully. He's the one who picked the fight.
Only a military tribunal would be able to resolve the issues between the Crusade commander and the Hell Knights. As formal a hearing as possible, to assure the orders they had considered the case and had the chance to pronounce a verdict. The occasion also called for a sacrifice. A symbolic victim would reinforce the impression of a successful trial and a unanimous decision. Nothing bolsters the reputation of the accused like the public humiliation of their accuser. I was the obvious choice for the role.
His expression is affection and adoration. I can't believe someone would slander good old Unky Reggie like this. I'm not slandering. I kicked his ass. In 2 rounds, even. I didn't even have my bear, and I still kicked his ass.
So I organized this tribunal and did my best to ensure that the Paralictors arrived at the only correct decision, given the circumstances. Of course, this meant that my reputation would be destroyed, and I would be stripped of my rank. But that's inconsequential. Such losses are acceptable.
You've obviously never been bullied, zombie. Just saying, you've obviously never been bullied.
I make no great fuss about the bleaching, but I do realize the full scope of its effects. The 5th Crusade is quite possibly my last campaign. The pressures of time push people to extreme measures, and I am no exception. My aim was more than simply to prevent the Hell Knights from rallying against you. I wanted to strengthen your alliance, to give you a powerful army, a strong asset in the confrontation with the Abyssal host. My gambit was successful. I am satisfied.
Hey, Beacon, welcome back. Still willing to put up with you in my party, but I won't tolerate any more tricks, and I'm tired of you playing the role of Overseer.
For my part, I am ready to continue assisting you in your endeavors, with all the effectiveness and commitment at my disposal. Now that we are entirely clear, let us return to the main objective. I still hope to see the matter of the World Root resolved once and for all.
And Zombie, it says he's not a gnome. I don't believe you. Trust me, I don't believe you, my friend. Anyway, we need to stop here for today. As for campaign stuff, I need to take a break, and we get back, we'll switch over to the Treasure of the Midnight Isles DLC with View Group 10, and continue on from there for a few hours. Anyway, so excited to take a break. Be back in a few minutes. Thank you all very much for watching. And we'll, of course, if you're here specifically for campaign stuff for Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, we do this every Sunday, starting at approximately 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. GMT for campaign stuff. But now we switch over to DLC stuff. Be back in a few minutes. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the dog video.